Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, my face is a little bit bare and we're missing some eyes. That's because today we're going to be talking about a new eyeshadow palette. It's not so new now, but it's new-ish. As you know, I've been kind of lacking on my videos and we're trying to play catch up, and I'm excited to break out and open and play with this palette. So today we're going to be talking about the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, but this is their Love Sign version. I've already played with the original Zodiac palette and I really liked it, and so I'm hoping that I get a good experience with the Love palette as well. So it does look really pretty. It is a matte finish. It does have really cute hearts all over it, and I really like it so far. Opening it up, it does look very similar to the original, with it being circular with all different signs and a matte, and then your mirror with the plastic as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch a couple real quick just to get the feel for them, see if they feel the same as the original palette, which I will link that in the left hand corner. Then you can go ahead and check out and see how the original looked. So the first one that's really calling my name is this Capricorn color right here. Looks awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and swatch that. It looks really nice. So let's see. And it has this same metallic look, which I'm all for. Let's go ahead and try this Virgo here, this peachish color, and see how that one looks. Actually, it looks more gold, orangish gold on my hand, where I mean, I guess it kind of does have an orange tint here, but it almost looks peachy, like a pink hint. And then of course we have to try my sign, which is Aries, which is a light pink here, and we will swatch that one there. So that one also is super pretty. I wish I would have played with this palette for Valentine's Day, because that metallic pink would have been like amazing, but I didn't because I wanted to wait and do a first impressions video. So you get the 12 metallic shades, you get 12 matte shades, and then you have the highlighter in the middle. Today I will actually also be using the BH Cosmetics Rose Gold brushes. I have already used a couple of the contour brush, a flat brush, which I use for blush, and then of course an eyebrow one. But they come with quite a few eye pencils. They're super soft and they feel nice. They don't feel like low quality, but they don't feel like super bougie. They kind of feel run-of-the-mill, which I really like them. They are all synthetic brushes, so they're not natural hairs. But for me, I mean, I don't hate that they're not natural. That's not really a downfall for me. I sound really echoey over here, I apologize. But I needed somewhere to put my mirror and camera so I can do both at the same time. But I do really like the brushes, so these are the brushes I will be using to test all of the eye products, which they're both BH, so hopefully they perform well together. I have already primed my eyelids, so I think we should go ahead and just play with some colors. So first I'm going to go ahead and take the Scorpio matte shade here, the whitest shade. I'll take a flat brush and go ahead and just kind of set my primer. So the mattes do seem a little bit powdery, which that's not necessarily like a downfall for me. The eye brushes feel really good on my eyes, obviously, but I really liked the face brushes as well. So now that I have that kind of set in place, I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do some neutral colors but try to put some bright on top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take, the brushes have numbers on them, but they only correlate with that particular kit. So this is a number 6 brush. The last brush was a number 7. And I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to dip into this cool toned brownish shade right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that just kind of as my base on top of that creamish white. Again, there is definitely a lot of fallout, so be very careful of that. Make sure to tap. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Having hooded eyes is definitely really hard So something that I've kind of been trying is to tilt my head back and go as much as possible so I don't have any sort of like missing spots. So that's all I'm doing. So far, they're performing really good. I mean, the shade that's going on my eye there's definitely payout, and I definitely think that the colors that are in the palette are what's performing on my eye so far. So I am definitely noticing some fallout under my eyes, which again really isn't the end of the world, but kind of wish that that wasn't happening. But we'll go ahead and brush it away as we're going, just because I hate seeing that there. Next, I think what I'm thinking as my top shade is going to be the Libra metallic here. It's like a cool toned light brown. But to kind of blend with this cool toned brown, I'm actually going to take a tad bit of Gemini, this maroonish color here, and kind of deepen my crease. I'm going to take that on a BH Cosmetics 8 from that kit. So it definitely has really good payoff. I would be really careful because a little bit goes a long way. I think I kind of dipped a little bit too much. I'm going to go ahead and take just a hint of this Pisces, this like caramel color here. Same on the fluffy brush. And I'm going to go ahead and just tap into that very lightly. Again, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to try to kick off a decent amount. And then I'm going to go ahead and buff the outer edges of this. I honestly got this palette because of all the metallics. I've been really into metallics lately. The mattes are actually performing really well. I don't think I played with a whole lot of mattes from my other palette, which I probably should. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is take that Libra color. I'm going to take it also on this 7, the flat brush. First, I want to see how it performs dry. This one also has a decent amount of fallout. So dry, I think you would be able to build it up and get what you want, but I want something a little bit more dramatic, so I'm going to take some Max Fix Plus and just give her a little spritz, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back in. So I did go ahead and apply it, and it did, with Max Fix Plus, pop a lot more, but I feel like there's more fallout from this than there was the other shadows. So I'm not exactly in love with that, but I mean it does wipe off pretty easily and it's not smearing, so I didn't like lose my whole look. And then what I'm doing is I'm actually applying that metallic, but I'm dragging down a little bit of that maroon just to try to blend them together just a tad bit. So I really like how that's turning out so far. I am gonna go ahead and use a number 10 from that brush kit, and I'm gonna take a little bit of, again, that cool toned brown matte shade here, and I'm going to buff the lower lash line. And then I'm also going to take just a little bit of that maroon shade, the matte maroon shade right here, and I'm going to go just from mid pupil out just to try to intensify the under eye just a tad bit. I'm going to hit into the highlighter, and I'm going to go inner corner and eyebrow bone. So again, with this metallic, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of the Max Fix Plus just to try to intensify it. And that would be the completed look. I'm going to go ahead and throw on some eyeliner and mascara off camera, and I will be right back. So I went ahead and threw on some Anastasia Beverly Hills Awake. On my waterline, I used the Kush mascara, and then I went ahead and threw on some Jeffree Star Cosmetics liquid lip in the shade Christmas Cookie. So this is my completed look. I honestly think the eyes are a little bit darker than I normally go for. Sorry, I can't stop looking in the viewfinder because I'm trying to like get my impression. I don't hate it by any means. I really like that metallic, not only the highlighter, but I really like the actual shadow metallic as well. My overall opinion is I do like this palette. Like I said, I did get it for the metallics just because I've been kind of on a metallic kick, but the mattes actually performed pretty well. They're pretty intense though, so I would use with a very light hand and then build up if you feel like you need more. But overall, I'd say that palette is definitely a success. I really did like it. I felt like it definitely performed pretty well besides the fallout and it being a little bit powdery, which I could kind of get over. And it didn't, like, when I brushed it away, it brushed off really easily and it didn't stain my under eyes or like my cheeks where the fallout had fallen. But I really do like this palette. So this palette, if you're looking for some nice metallics, I would definitely pick this up. I do believe that using some type of finishing spray, whether it's Max Fix Plus, Urban Decay, Morphe, whatever your choice is, that definitely helped intensify it. I feel like with a dry brush, I probably could have built it up, but the intensity wouldn't have been as good as with a wet brush. From my experience, most metallics do perform this way, or at least for me, so I don't think that was a con by any means. Like I said, I normally have to use a wet brush. I know there's probably been at least a handful that I haven't had to use wet, but I can't really think of them off the top of my head, but I know there's been a few. But that is my impression of it. This palette is great. They are coming out with mini Zodiac signed palettes. They've already done Aquarius and Pisces. I'm excited for the Aries one to come out. When it does, I'm going to pick it up. I've kind of been contemplating going back and forth whether or not I want to get all the mini palettes, but I do like this big palette, and so if they came out with like another one, I would definitely want to get it because I've had good experiences with both of them with the metallics, because again, that's why I wanted it. I know I've said that like umpteen times now, but I do really like it. I do recommend it. I think it's a good palette, and these brushes are definitely really good. I would definitely recommend them if you're looking for something kind of mid-grade. I think I paid about 30 bucks for 13 brushes, so definitely not bad by any means. Also, that palette I believe was $26, and when I originally went to get it, it was actually sold out from Ulta's website. And funny enough, I actually got the brushes and that palette from Kohl's, because Kohl's does actually sell some BH cosmetic products, which I think is really cool. And if they didn't have it there, I probably would have ordered it from BH's site. I've had a really good experience with that palette. I really like the brushes. I don't know if I have to say this or not, but this is not sponsored. This is not in partnership. I bought this stuff with my own money. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Links are down in the description. That's all I've got for today, guys. Subscribe if you have not. Like this video if you like to see more first impressions. And until next time.